ladies and gentlemen, welcome. As this is week 8 of SmackDown, this is the go home show of SmackDown, the final episode of Humorous Mode, and the final episode of SmackDown before the joint branded Raw, ECW, and SmackDown live from the MSG pay-per-view event. And so that's gonna be a good one. Anyway, we're gonna kick things off here tonight with the continuation of the Cruiserweight title tournament, as is now the beginning of the semifinals. Kofi Kingston 1-on-1 against Juventud Guerrera. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, to make it to semifinals and the quarterfinals, Juventud Guerrera, he defeated Ultimo Dragon in the quarterfinals, like in week 6. Yeah, in week 6 of SmackDown. And also last week in week 7 of SmackDown, we had Kofi Kingston defeat Eddie Guerrero. Wait, was that week 7? Anyway, that was in the quarterfinals. And so now did that. Kofi Kingston versus Juventud Guerrera in the semifinals. And also, as we are going to renew an old rivalry, and by old I just mean one that we passed by, but like we're coming back to it a week later as soon as we finish it. And that is the rivalry between Kofi Kingston, no, not Kofi Kingston, my bad, Seth Rollins and Kota Ibushi. Of course, now since week 1 SmackDown, it's been a rivalry. And so, they did have their final matchup at the No Surrender pay-per-view, SmackDown exclusive, and it was no disqualification match, and that was after week 6 of every other show, so it wasn't long ago. And then of course they meet each other again in the semifinals as Kota Ibushi, he defeated Rey Mysterio in the quarterfinals, and Seth Rollins, he defeated Billy Kidman in the quarterfinals, as they both face off against each other here tonight in the semifinals of the Cruiserweight title tournament. And it will be the next matchup after this, so we could have Kofi Kingston versus Seth Rollins, Juventud Guerrera versus Seth Rollins, Kingston versus Ibushi, or Guerrera versus Kota Ibushi as well. Those are your options. Of course, Raw, they finished their exhibition title tournament. ECW, they finished their hardcore lightweight title tournament. So it's time for SmackDown to finish our portion of showcasing our lightweights, well, at least for us at this time, our cruiserweights. And now I do know that, wait, is Kofi Kingston under 205 pounds? I'm not fully sure on that, but he is a high flyer, so fine. It will count for high flyers and any other guys that are under 205 pounds. I do know Seth Rollins is 217 pounds. Rollins is not under 205 pounds. He's 217 pounds, I believe. So he necessarily shouldn't be in here, but he is a high flyer, so we're just going to count that. So we can count that in. Anyway, now see right now, Juventud Guerrera, he countered Kingston's momentarily momentum with that ground and pound mounted punches, and now, oh man, right by my announce table, no, and there it goes, Kingston laying out Guerrera, and my announce table was all the way far away from me. As long as they don't break it, we should be good. Anyway, now, of course, Guerrera, he did, like I said, defeat Ultimo Dragon, and it was a pretty good matchup. I actually really enjoyed that quarterfinal matchup. So imagine if it was Ultimo Dragon versus Kofi Kingston. Imagine how high flying that would be. Or Ultimo Dragon versus Kota Ibushi, that would be a good one. Anyway, I'm heading back into the action now. Okay, there was a audio jump cut. Mostly because I got interrupted, like what I said. Now, surprisingly, I haven't gotten interrupted for the past few episodes of Humorous Mode, but it's just that time in which I got interrupted again. That's great. Anyway, going back to the action now, is Kingston nails the 450 leg drop right into Juventud Guerrera, and now Guerrera, he's in a whole lot of trouble right here. And now Kingston, of course, probably the more high flyer. While Guerrera, he's pretty much a high flyer himself, but Kingston, probably more of a high flyer, probably the more fanfare here there. Body slam to a tombstone type, or a forward tombstone. That's cena. Kingston nails the seated powerbomb. I don't sound charismatic at all for this, most because I don't care about this match. I really don't. It's just the way the tournament has shaped up to be. So yeah, Now, if anything, I'm just going to quickly make an announcement because I really don't care about this match. I'm just going to try to spend as much time as I could talking about non-art related subjects for this. Yeah, but anyway, like I said, for after the live from the MSG event, there will be another show added. It's going to be joint branded in between Raw, SmackDown, East Stars. So we'll have Raw, SmackDown, and East Stars Superstars, and it will be joint branded in which where we could have fantasy dream matches, stuff like that. Now, we don't know if it could be a regular, WWE show, like, well, you guys will get the idea when you think about anything besides Raw, SmackDown, or AEW. Or it could be like a made-up one with a made-up name. Now, it's not going to be GWE. Of course, GWE probably my best humorous mode. I never got a chance to finish that. I might as well at least try to finish the part 2 of the SummerSlam pay-per-view for GWE. I'll think about that. You guys can see part 1 if you haven't yet. That was a while. That was a while back. That was probably probably not even a while back, like the last month of summer, and if not, September, probably early October. No, it was like early September. Yeah, it was early September. Was when the GWE thing just randomly stopped. Anyway, so also, this will probably be this video, not this one, but like the one I'm going to describe, the series. So how about if I do a GM mode for Brooklyn Revolution? For example, now I've seen many humorous mode YouTubers try and do GM modes. Like back then, at least mostly WWE 12, WWE 13. When like you pretend it's GM mode and stuff. Well, it's because the Raw and SmackDown games when they had GM mode, which was 2006, 7, and 8. So I got an idea for that. Now, if anything, we're gonna be doing a SmackDown GM mode, and that first video is gonna probably be uploaded. It's gonna probably be made and uploaded either tomorrow or Wednesday, since I really want to do the live from the MSG thing. I am gonna upload the WWE Championship promo and etc. for the live from the MSG thing, the pay-per-view talk, the regular show, and I'm probably not gonna do the pay-per-view after show talk. If you guys noticed, I didn't do the No Surrender pay-per-view after show talk. I'm just not gonna be doing after show talks anymore because I guess it'll spoil it. And I don't know. I'm just not in the mood. Because I basically just like retell the whole storyline and stuff like that. Yeah, so you guys don't really need the pay-per-view after show talk. You guys can just watch pay-per-view. Stuff like that. Anyway, go back to the action now. See now, Kofi Kingston, he had the sharpshooter against jueventud guerrera. Now, at this point in the matchup, and for the length that this match has been going on for, you just gotta think that, both these men are getting desperate here. They won't even care about the rope breaks for nor submissions nor pinfalls, and you must tell that they are going to get desperate like so. jueventud guerrera not going to even bother to like separate Kingston away from the ropes, and now that's going to cost each of these men as they're just going to get desperate to advance into the finals of this tournament. And now Kingston, he's in the world trouble. Never mind, he's going to counter on jueventud guerrera. Both men in the ring apron again. This is going to be boring again since they didn't stop fighting in the ring apron. But anyway, armbar straight into Kingston, and Kingston, he's gonna get out of it now. Of course, Kofi Kingston probably. Now I was gonna say he has the more experience. I'm not really sure who has the most experience between jueventud guerrera or Kofi Kingston. To be fair, now Kingston, he tried the crossbody frog splash. Guerrera, he countered just moments ago with that Bridget suplex into an armbar. Now trying to wear down the arm of Kingston. If I was him, I would try to wear down the legs. Wear down the ability of the high flyer that is Kofi Kingston. The very intuitive high flyer that is Kofi Kingston. And now Kingston, you can tell he's exhausted. He's limping. So it's jueventud guerrera a little bit. And now it's here now. Nailed the crossbody. I really don't care about this match. I really don't until a sleep hold now. Just gonna try to wear down jueventud guerrera again, trying to, take out his breath so he could probably finish him in the matchup later on, or we could have Guerrera win this matchup. We shall see. Of course, in the semifinals, if a Guerrero did defeat Kofi Kingston, we would have had a Guerrera versus a Guerrero. And so how ironic would that have been? Double her suplex. Kingston's now back inside the ring, and Guerrera, he's limping, and Kingston, he's just so exhausted. He just crumbles down. Guerrero gonna try to steal victory. 2 count and only a 2 count. And now Kingston, now off the ropes from Guerrero, nails the crossbody type maneuver. And the rope break, once again, those crucial rope breaks that I was talking about. a couple minutes ago, I should say. And I felt both these men just getting so desperate, in which where they just don't even care if they got rope breaks. They're just like hoping that won't be seen or something at this point. And now here comes Kingston. Both of these men on the outside. Guerrero trying to fight back. Kingston nails him down with the side Russian next week. This audio, of course, does sound like it's late, but no, it's just that I really don't care about this matchup, so I'm not going to even react, fast and according to pace, because I just really don't care. I really don't. Anyway, now Kingston, he's limping back inside the ring. Guerrero, he just went flying. Apparently, I can't even talk at all today. Off the ropes goes Guerrero, and Kingston, he's going somewhere else at this point. And now here comes Kofi Kingston trying to suplex Guerrero. Never mind. Kingston said with counter. Just making the best of the reversal. Nails the brainbuster. Now just like that, Guerrero, this could probably be his final moments in the matchup, as Kingston could probably win this. Sleep hold in. Wait, what? Alright, whatever. Kingston, the victory roll. He could probably steal the victory here. Caught Guerrero out surprise. And Juventud Guerrero is eliminated from tournament. Kofi Kingston advances to the finals of the Cruiserweight title tournament, as we got the SmackDown cutscene that I really like, saying that BW and Raw one had in the year as well. Anyway, time to announce the big promos and matches, I guess. As later on tonight, we are going to have, or later on, or probably next, I don't know, as Jim Cornette, he's going to make an announcement for SmackDown's big match at the Live from the Street pay-per-view event. We're not going to defend the World Heavyweight Championship, but let's see on what your GM, Jim Cornette, could say about that. Aleister Black would not defend his World Heavyweight title at the pay-per-view, since he did defend his title. No, he did win the championship 2 weeks before. So we shall see what SmackDown's big match is supposed to be for the night. And anyway, later on in the night, your United States champion Hiroshi Tanahashi, he has defeated Austin Theory twice, but both by countout. We shall see on how your champion responds later on tonight as well. He's set to become the promo. We shall see on what he says. Your United States champion Hiroshi Tanahashi, definitely gonna be good. Hopefully a match announcement. We shall see. And ladies and gentlemen, of course, your main event. General Manager Jim Cornette, of course, he arranged this main event via happened last week, especially with John Cena and Chris Hero. They've been having a bit of a blood feud. Cena, he did shove Chris Hero at the No Surrender pay-per-view, SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view. And so, the SmackDown after, on week 7 of SmackDown, we did have Chris Hero and John Cena team up against Mark Henry and the Great Khali, in which they lost via Chris Hero getting disqualified. Anyway, Jim Cornette, Topcast promo. I know I'm super late. Anyway. Okay then. I like it. Now, in case you guys didn't read that in time, mostly because I didn't set it, for like a good amount of time. Anyway. So Jim Cornette, and I know there was a typo with, it said worked instead of World Heavyweight title. It said worked Heavyweight title or something like that. Anyway, whatever. And so, ladies and gentlemen, blockbuster announcement from your SmackDown General Manager Jim Cornette. We're going to have a number one contenders matchup at the Live from the MSG pay-per-view event. And how ironic is it that it's going to be between Dolph Ziggler and Ryback? This will be their third battle. Ziggler, he lost the first one. Ryback lost the second one. And so, in their third battle, it was a triple threat between Ziggler, Ryback, and Aleister Black for the World Heavyweight Championship at the main event of No Surrender. Of course, Black, he won that one for making Ziggler tap out to a half-leg crab after he completely isolated Ryback, and after Ryback was completely demolishing both Aleister Black and Dolph Ziggler throughout that matchup. We all thought Ryback was going to become champion. But no, Aleister Black, he still won by making Dolph Ziggler submit to the half-leg crab that he pulled off. And so, number one contenders match, the third real battle, I guess you would say. Their third meeting, it was necessarily a triple threat, so for this one, it's going to be the third one-on-one matchup, as Ziggler and Ryback, once more, since they were those two men in the tournament. I mean, not tournament, but the triple threat, I should say, not the tournament. So we shall see who becomes number contender for Aleister Black's World Heavyweight Championship. Of course, Black, he is not going to defend his title at pay-per-view, but he is going to be a special guest referee as well. So that should create complete and utter chaos. World Heavyweight Champion Aleister Black as special guest referee. Doesn't sound too safe, in my opinion, especially since it's going to be Ryback and Dolph Ziggler, who are going to be the competitors as well. And those two always tear the house down against each other, as well. So, we shall see. It's definitely going to be a chaotic matchup, as that's going to be SmackDown's main event in the show. But of course, Raw, they main event the show with their WWE Championship triple threat matchup. Anyway, now Kota Ibushi nails the 450 splash. We've seen him do that many times to Rollins, and if not, running 450 splashes in multiple tag team matches as well. Rollins and spectacular super kick. I don't know why this commentary is so bad. It's probably just so bad since I cannot talk about it. I'm trying so hard not to stutter. I don't know why. Because I tried to do this episode like yesterday. Like with both different recordings. And so that didn't work out so well. But anyway, so like I'm retrying it but with different matches as well. Well, the same match card, but like, different outcomes to some of them. But this one's actually going to be uploaded. And I see their super kick by Rollins to Ibushi, and there goes Rollins. Right by my announce table. Why is this happening today? As long as they don't fall through my announce table, we shall be good. If someone falls through my announce table, well, then there's nothing I can do about it, to be fair, but I am going to be salty. Anyway, now Rollins and Ibushi, they better be careful not get counted out. Here, of course, because we got counted out in the tournament. That would be pretty disappointing. Seemed like those last two United States Championship matches between Hiroshi Tanahashi to defend his title against Austin Aries, of course, last week. It was a great main event between those two. But seemed like in the No Surrender pay-per-view, Tanahashi retains his championship via countout and via him getting counted out. Not Austin Aries, but him getting counted out. And due to Austin Aries and Hiroshi Tanahashi just non-stop fighting on the outside ring, and then up to the point where Austin Aries gets the upper hand, but he's not able to bring Tanahashi into the ring in time. So I guess to say it's somewhat of Aries' own fault in both ones. But we shall see what happens as Theodore Rollins nails the front dropkick just moments ago, and now Seth Rollins, he's under control of the matchup, which to be fair, I never thought I would say that since Rollins, he has definitely been struggling against Kota Ibushi. So we shall see if Rollins could get a 1-up against Kota Ibushi. Imagine how many times Rollins is going to brag about that. Of course, these two, they really just don't like each other. Rollins, he did get frustrated in SmackDown Week 1 when Kota Ibushi just all of a sudden started getting momentum and started to just absolutely destroy Seth Rollins in the matchup. Rollins got frustrated to the point in which he took out a chair, got disqualified, made Ibushi win the matchup by hitting Ibushi across the shoulder, the back of the head, and the back with that steel chair, which set up for the match. No surrender, Cedar DDT from Rollins just moments ago. Can this one be it? And that is it. Rollins pulls off an offset, and Seth Rollins moves on to the finals. He'll face off against Kofi Kingston for the Cruiserweight Championship. Now, that sounds like an entertaining match. That's actually one I'm going to be excited for. And so, here we go. As we now move on to a developing rivalry, I guess you'd say, of some sorts. And also, your SmackDown General Manager, Jim Cornette, has also made this a number one contenders matchup for DX's SmackDown Tag Team Championships, in which we're going to have Robert Roode and Cowboy James Storm in the number one contenders matchup against Rey Mysterio and Billy Kidman, of course, for their one-on-one matches. I believe we've had Roode and Storm absolutely demolish Mysterio and Kidman in all those one-on-one matches. Roode versus Mysterio, Roode versus Kidman, Storm versus Kidman, Storm versus Mysterio, if we did have Storm versus Kidman. And so, yep. And now, there we go, frequent tags by both teams as Mysterio tags and Kidman at the same time. Well, at least prior to that, a couple seconds before that, we did have Robert Roode tagging James Storm. And now, complete change of the outcomes of this matchup, as we got Big Kidman and Robert Roode. Now Mysterio, he's just going to try to isolate James Storm for his tag team partner, Big Kidman. At this point, which to be fair is very smart. I see their Storm just going to overpower Mysterio. Delivers a sleeper hold into a chin lock to Big Kidman. Kidman has the rope break. Super kick. Put down super kick counter. I believe we had multiple super kicks from Rollins, probably 3 or 4 in the Kota Ibushi matchup. And if not, I think 2, 3. Yeah, 2 or 3. But I only called 1. Anyway, now as we go back to the beginning of the matchup what the lineup was supposed to be in the beginning of the matchup between Robert Roode and Rey Mysterio. And so, of course, Mysterio, he did get frustrated. He did use I forgot what weapon he used, but he did use a weapon, I believe, against Robert Roode in one of the one-on-one matches, in which were Mysterio, he got equally as frustrated as Seth Rollins did against Ibushi in week 1. But when that happened, that was in like week 4, probably. And now Mysterio and Roode, they're both in the precarious position as Mysterio. He gets sent flying. Now Rey Mysterio, he's in the world of trouble at this point. Both these men, of course, they better be careful that they do not get counted out at this point. We won't want that as Big Kim and Nails to drop kick this moment skill. Right into our Roode. Mysterio goes flying. Wait, what? Whatever I just said. Anyway, now Kidman, he's probably itching to get tagged in by Mysterio. Mysterio, he's not doing so well here. And now the tables have turned as we now got James Storm doing what Robert Roode did to Mysterio, and that's absolutely tried to demolish him. At this point, Mysterio, he's dazed. Off the monkey flip, trying to get some momentum in this dropkick, and he gets dropkicked for his troubles. As James Storm answers back with a dropkick of his own, Mysterio goes crashing and burning right outside of the ring. This commentary sounds so bad. Why does my voice sound so bad? I'm not sick or anything. I just feel like I'm gonna stutter. Whatever. Anyway, now Storm stopping the mud hole right into Rey Mysterio, Stone Cold Austin style, I guess you would say, if you want to say that. And now here comes Rey Mysterio trying to do a tornado DT or leaping DT. Storm is going to counter. And James Storm, he's just having his way of Rey Mysterio at this point. Mysterio, he's going to have to try and tag Big Kidman, trying to separate himself from Storm. Storm's not going to let that happen. Nails the DT. Can this one be it here? And Kidman breaks it up in time. I feel that would have been a 3 count. Luckily, Mysterio's partner, Big Kidman, he was there, able to break it up just in time, just in the nick of time. But I feel like half of a second more, that would have definitely most likely been a 3 count. As we need to try to restrain order here, the regular matchup is James Storm and Rey Mysterio at this point. Kidman, he's not in his corner. And there goes Robert Roode's super kick from James Storm and Rey Mysterio. We've had a whole lot of super kicks in this night. And ladies and gentlemen, Mysterio, he taps out Robert Roode. And the tag team of Rey Mysterio and Big Kidman not doing so well. I believe they lost all of their 1-1 matches. And their only tag team match so far. And not to mention, James Storm and Robert Roode, they are number 1 contenders for the X's SmackDown Tag Team Championships. It's not going to be defended at Live from Yoshi, or is it? I don't think so. Alright, whatever. Anyway, Hiroshi Tanahashi, your nicest champion. Counting his promo, acknowledging here his whole Austin Aries past few matches against Austin Aries for the nicest championship. And I like where this is going. And ladies and gentlemen, in case you didn't read that in time, which I'm going to try to fix that. I'm going to try set probably a couple more seconds so you guys can read in time. But anyway, what Tanahashi did say was of how, of course, his last 2 matches with Austin Aries, him defending his nicest championship against Aries, they have not been too well. They have been both great matches, been both entertaining matches as well. But the ending has just been very, very lackluster up until the point in which Tanahashi wins in both matches via countout. And so it's going to be a triple threat at Live from the MSG between Tanahashi defending his championship against Austin Aries and a mystery opponent. That means anyone could come out from the back of that SmackDown roster, or anyone could debut on SmackDown. Anyone who has not debuted in any of the rosters here in Universe Mode. What an announcement made by your United States Champion Hiroshi Tanahashi, as now we go into a debut of the New Day. Now, of course, I did mention in week 7 or 6 that Kofi Kingston, he was going to be his own, he was going to be in his own separate tag team with R-Truth, and so we're going to keep that there. But of course, him and R-Truth, they haven't been having tag team matches as of lately, but they are a tag team. It's just that Kingston was in the Cruiserweight title tournament, R-Truth, of course, was not. And so, as we got the Young Bucks, they've been doing kind of bad lately. Of course, Young Bucks, they have lost all of their tag team matches here on SmackDown. I believe they're 0 for 3, 0 for 4? Yeah, no, I think they're 0 for 3. So if they lose this tag team match here tonight, they will become 0 for 4 against the debut in Xavier Woods and Big E. The New Day is here there. Matt Jackson trying to get an easy victory over Xavier Woods, but Woods, nice wherewithal. And so, he gets the rope break super kick. Here comes the super kick part, but it does not knock down the big man, Big E, off his feet. Probably stunned him a little bit, and now Nick Jackson gonna try to pick up a victory against Xavier Woods. That was only a 1 count. Now Matt, he better be careful that he gets back to his corner. Xavier Woods just handled Matt Jackson though and nails the one-legged missile dropkick right to Nick Jackson. So I'm guessing we're gonna have to pull out our super kick at this point. Sunset flip. Nick Jackson gonna try to steal a victory right there, and he couldn't. Gets sent flying from the missile dropkick, and Xavier Woods, he's rolling over this matchup. But you can tell Big E, he probably wants to be tagged in here. We need to see what Big E's all about for the SmackDown universe part of things. Xavier Woods, he's doing a good job of keeping Nick Jackson isolated. Well, I spoke too soon. And now here comes Matt Jackson. Missed the super kick. Crucial point in the match indeed as Xavier Woods nails the DDT. Of course, they missed the super kick, and of course, wide open for maneuvers such as the DDT that Xavier Woods just delivered, or, a lariat, like what he was going to try to deliver. Matt Jackson, he missed the super kick just moments ago. Nails the plunger. That is a wide clear as day rope break, though. Of course, you can't get too desperate up to a point in which where you don't keep your opponent away from the ropes or yourself from the ropes during pinfall or submissions. And Xavier Woods gets sent flying right by my announce table. And they're super close. Come on, don't knock on my announce table. You guys know better than that. Xavier Woods, he's just a master of these Mr. Dropkick series. You just keep doing them. And another one. Man, this is innovative. And now, trying to do a powerbomb, probably, to Matt Jackson. Matt Jackson had that one scouted. And Xavier Woods just missed the clothesline. I was about to get, all hyped up if he nailed it. But nope. Sadly, he did not. But now, Xavier Woods is going to have to be careful here. He's on the count of 7 at this point. Never mind, on the count of 8. Matt Jackson. Smart move here. Going to try to keep Xavier Woods away from that ring. But the count is also going to catch up with him. So he better be careful here. Let his brother Nick Jackson do the work. Woods on count of 9. He gets inside the ring. Matt is on the count of 7. Big E keeping him isolated. And so at this point in the matchup, this one you get to a crucial point in the matchup, especially at this time limit, in which way you just gotta think, what move do I have to do to put my opponent away at this point? Like, for example, Young Bucks, they have to be pulling out more super kicks. And at least, actually try to nail it on Xavier Woods. They've nailed one on Big E. Of course, Xavier Woods, we shall see if he could tag in Big E at this point. He has gotten the opportunity to. I believe he has had it once, but that was when he was still, good and fresh, and when he wasn't really as exhausted. At this point in the matchup, you bet both Matt and Xavier are probably most likely exhausted. Of course, Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, they have had frequent tags in and out, which is why they're probably not as equally as exhausted as Xavier Woods, so which is why Woods probably going to have to make a tag in to Big E as Nick Jackson is trying to kill Xavier Woods and stabbed him with the knife. That's great. Anyway, now Woods, he's back inside the ring. Who's the leading man? Okay, it's Matt Jackson. And now double underhook powerbomb. Nails the double hook seated powerbomb. Only a 1 count nails the tornado DDT shortly after. And now Nick, he's trying to do some fisherman suplex. That's going to be a rope break. Mostly because for that animation during the ropes is going to count as a rope break for some reason. Anyway, now Matt Jackson, nice counter to a bridge suplex off like probably a powerbomb or power driver. Xavier Woods is going to deliver, and Big E is now in the ring. The big guy of the New Day is in here. We also got Nick Jackson. Big E better be watching out for those super kicks. Just simply slaps Nick Jackson across the head, though. Nick nails the bystander just moments ago, but he is dazed. And now multiple kicks. A couple more strikes, and now Big E's on the roll here. Nick Jackson gonna try to counter, and what just happened? Gotta test the strength. And Nick Jackson gonna get the better of that as he nails the one hook suplex. Tags, and Matt, he's like, I don't want no part of Big E at this point. And so I don't believe in camel clutch of all moves that the Young Bucks have pulled off. A camel clutch, kind of interesting. So this is now Matt Jackson in the ring against Big E. Of course, Xavier Woods, he did tag out to Big E, so we shall see what the big man's all about here for the New Day. And now Xavier Woods going to have to try and help out Big E, as he did break out from that submission, but just going to try to slightly help him out. But I don't think the big man needs help at this point. Matt Jackson nails the kick up, tagging the Nick. Those are the frequent tags we were talking about. Matt, he missed that super kick rally. Boy, did he ever miss that super kick. And now nails the 450 splash. Type kind of does Nick Jackson, both not only to his own brother and tag team partner Matt, but to also his opponent Big E. I guess he killed two birds with one stone. One bird that he didn't want to kill, the other one that he did. Matt Jackson just gonna keep missing super kicks at this point. Nails that one. Big E gets sent flying from that humongous super kick from Matt. Now both men on count of 5 at this point. Both Nick and Big E. Xavier Woods nails a missed drop kick. Nick just gonna shake it off. Say he did not feel the effects at all at that point. Big E, he's now in the ring. As we continue the one-on-one type action in this tag team matchup. Big E nails the splash. And now here comes Xavier Woods. At this point, Xavier Woods nice and well rested, I guess you would say. So we got Xavier and we got Nick. At this point, Nick counters with a stunner. Stone Cold Steve Austin type, kind of. And now into an anaconda device. That could have been it, of course, in the last matchup. That's how Robert Roode made Rey Mysterio tap out to the anaconda device. And now here we go as we got Boston Crab. Submission maneuver from Nick to Xavier Woods. Does not work out. Big E drills Matt Jackson on the side of your screen just moments ago. Anaconda device by Nick. And never mind, as Xavier Woods, he's going to try to steal victory with the small package. Only a 1 count. That at least going to be a 2. Now Xavier Woods, he's getting kind of a bit handicapped between Matt and Nick. Of course, Matt not the legal man. Xavier Woods just drilling down Nick Jackson. Has him up. Nails the seated powerbomb. Nick immediately getting back up. Didn't feel the effects of that at all. So now you gotta think what Nick Jackson's gonna have to try and do to pull away Xavier Woods, or what Xavier Woods gonna have to try to do to pull away Nick, as that will be a rope break from that double unhook Bridget Tiger suplex. And now Nick Jackson gonna have to probably pull out another super kick. At this point, the only thing the Young Bucks could probably and most likely do are just super kicks. Nails the 450 splash again. Xavier and Big E, they go flying. Well, especially Big E. But he did get tagged in shortly before Nick did do the 450 splash. So Xavier, he's not the legal man at this point. The big man, Big E, drills down Nick Jackson. And Nick at this point, he's going to try to tag in Matt. Sharpshooter, that's a rope break. Now Nick just going to try to fight back. My only answer at this point is going to have to be super kick, and a super kick. And more super kicks. That's the only way that the Young Bucks could probably survive. Of course, they're like best move. Those super kicks. Now Nick, he's just going to slowly walk away. Tagging Matt. Big E doesn't care at this point. But I believe he thought that Nick was probably still the legal man, even though it's Matt. Went strictly after Nick. And now Matt going to take advantage from that distraction. Big E, though, he's not going to fully fall for that. Now has Matt Jackson in an armbar, and that made Matt tap out. The New Day have won in their debut matchup. This commentary sounds horrible. I know it does. And the Young Bucks picked up their 4th straight loss in a row, and their 4th loss in their 4th ever matchup. The Young Bucks not doing so well in this universe so far. Anyway, we move on to main event action. We're going to renew an old rivalry right now. John Cena, Chris Hero. And by an old rivalry, I just mean like it wasn't a rivalry for like a week. A week in episode wise, since like I could basically upload 2 weeks in like 2 days. Yeah, I could like upload. For example, I could do like 2 weeks of Raw in 2 days. I would do an episode of Raw, an episode of ECW one day, and then an episode of SmackDown, and an episode of Raw in another. So yeah, kill 2 birds with 1 stone in 2 days. But for this one day, specifically just SmackDown. GM mode's gonna probably come tomorrow. And now Cena, how did he get the distance? Nails the shoulder block. I'm kind of more astounded of that than my announcer being broken, or just simply breaking. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Cena, how did he just get that distance to just nail Chris Hero? Now at this point, Hero gonna try to walk away or at least run away. Did nail the dropkick shortly after. Now Cena a little bit dazed, probably. Chris Hero and John Cena, of course, 2 hard-hitting superstars here on SmackDown. Two of the best here on SmackDown, along with Seth Rollins, Kota Ibushi, Cesaro, and Samoa Joe. We have not seen Cesaro or Joe since their, rivalry accumulated matchup at the No Surrender pay-per-view 2 weeks ago. But unlike for you guys, it was like probably a week ago, and if not, probably 6 days ago. Was it? I believe I uploaded it on a Sunday. No, on a Saturday, Thursday, or Friday, or Wednesday. I don't know. I quit. Anyway, I know it was last week. And Cena simple punch Chris Hero, and you gotta admit the athleticism of Chris Hero is astounding for a man of his width, I guess you would say. Cena Samoa Joe, and there goes Cena out of the ring. Chris Hero nailing that Hurricane, putting out all the stops to try to beat his rival John Cena. Of course, Cena, he did win at the No Surrender pay-per-view in the 2-death match. If Chris Hero nails the... Never mind, he didn't. Got to Xavier there. Cena, he is going to counter that dropkick to a side hell takedown. Super Cena has now been unleashed, and he's here to bear the talent of Chris Hero. Hooray. Sarcasm. Anyway, now Cena in count 6. Misses the dropkick wildly. Chris Hero now try to take control of that. Missed opportunity for Cena. Or not, as Cena now has the upper hand and nails the seated powerbomb. There goes Chris Hero. Like I said, the ring apron, not all that safe. Not the safest spot in the ring. Not probably the best spot you want to be, as Cena's going to steal my chair. Cena, give that back. Public property. Now John Cena, I thought he was going to pull out the attitude adjustments there. Chris Hero, during the struggle, Cena just decides to drop him. In which that does not work out well for Chris Hero, as they break my office chair. That's great. Got nothing to say on now. Anyway, now John Cena, Boston Crab, Chris Jericho, and he's not going to be too happy about that. Hero, now let's say, gets the rope break and like a leaping bulldog. That was not the attitude adjustment. Is Cena going to even do the attitude adjustments here? He's not, since CPU's an idiot. Shoulder block to a spear type maneuver on Chris Hero. Can that one be it? I thought Cena kind of was touching the ropes. The referee didn't notice that Cena's, like, all of his legs were touching the ropes. But whatever. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, John Cena defeats Chris Hero in the main event. Of course, this rivalry happened again last week due to, both of them trying just to attack each other. They're not going to get along. They both try to attack each other during their tag team match against Mark Henry and the Great Khali when, your SmackDown general manager, Jim Cornette, tried to make them, be at ends and, end off their rivalry. Anyway, needless to say, that was the Week 8 edition of SmackDown. I know the commentary was this is probably the worst commentary I've ever pulled off on numerous mode episode. I know it was very bad. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I just quickly want to get this over with. So, next episode of Numerous Mode, I'm not going to be doing SmackDown, Raw, and East Story Fallouts anymore. Mostly because no one even watches the Fallouts, first of all. It doesn't even get that many views. So, yeah, the Fallouts also... the Fallouts are really just either promos or backstage attacks. So I could just put off in any other Numerous Mode episode, so I'll do that in Numerous Mode episodes. Unless I actually want to add in a Fallout that consists of something else, I guess, I will. But that'll be a rare time stuff. So next episode of Numerous Mode, pay-per-view talk for the Life of an MSG thing. Also, DX, they are going to defend their SmackDown tag titles against Robert Roode and James Storm at the pay-per-view as well. I just decided that since Storm and Roode won their tennis matchup, so I guess it only makes sense. And so, also the regular pay-per-view, also the promo for the Live from MSG Raw exclusive, just the Raw main event promo, and everything else, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. This was the Week 8, this was the go-home show of Numerous Mode. Thank you guys for watching, and bye.